Now what? Mounting. We just finished unboxing the cheapest and the most expensive 20-inch LED lights. We're currently working on upgrading the lighting on our backhoe. We've already done some pod lights, and now we're excited to be installing a light bar for some long-range light. I was super excited to find in my research for mounting LED lights a no weld, no cut, no drill mount. We use those with our LED pod lights and they are fantastic, but they're not the biggest magnet. And given the weight of these light bars, I would be concerned about using just those smaller mounts. But I found something better. Uh-oh. Holy cow, I'll smash your finger. Wow. This mount is a 2-magnet mount. And according to the manufacturer, it's rated for emergency braking at 60 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour. So I don't know if I would use this on a high-speed vehicle or not, but if you're doing rock crawling or anything low speed like our backhoe, this could be the perfect mount without having to modify anything. They include with each magnet set 2 mounts and 4 magnets. These have a rubber coating over them, or a rubber jacket, which would be nice to keep abrasion down on painted or finished surfaces. And the magnet inside is definitely strong. Wow. Holy cow. Can't get it off there now. Wow. From one to the other. Ah.
Yay, she started.
Woohoo! It's not too cold. That could have easily been a 1-hour ordeal.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't. I see a problem already with the Baja Designs mount compatibility here. Since it's a 2-connection design, this factory is not going to do the job. So we may have to modify this magnetic mount in order to securely install this light. This one mount's probably not going to cut it. The rigid and budget light both should easily mount to this one design. Also see a compatibility problem with the budget light since it is designed with a rosette style mount. There's no rosette on the magnetic mount. So you'd have to rely on tension alone to keep the light adjusted. So for this type of mount, the friction mount on the rigid really is the most compatible out of the box. So I have a cheap and an expensive light. I think I'll test the cheap light. Said no one ever. At least on initial impressions, I stand corrected. It seems like the tension on these 2 mounting studs for this testing anyway is plenty. Of course, I don't think I'd really go Baja racing without a little bit better connection. One of the reasons that we tested the S2 Pro lights by Baja Designs over the other lights for a mounting purpose was we could install them on our existing connection. So that's a consideration with mounting, is how are you going to be connecting the light to whatever it is that you do? And does the mount make sense? So just because this mounting system is no cut, no drill, no weld, doesn't mean you're not going to have to do some of those things to route wires and cables. Let's get these crusty things out of here. Hey Grandpa, come get your lights, would ya? Because we plan on doing some testing down the road, we've actually been installing these quick connectors on these lights. It makes it really easy to mount or dismount a light without having to go through a lot of trouble with wiring. So that was pretty easy to put together. Here pretty soon we're gonna have our own sledding hill.
Yeah.
This is gonna be big. We should put all this in one spot and then we'll have a sledding party and have marshmallows and hot dogs and hot cocoa. You wouldn't mount something outside the rollover protection, and I think long term we probably won't do that either. We're going to remove these two center lights, and we'll probably end up mounting whatever bar we decide to stick with in between these two smaller pod lights. If you haven't already seen the unboxing video we did on these lights, they are fantastic. We've been doing a lot of work on the backhoe at night, and the ability to get some light portably out where you need it and focused has been invaluable to getting work done.
Boom.
For quite a while. You can see already that my strategy of mounting this on the front is doable, but I'm gonna have to find a different spot to mount these floods. But with the magnetic mount, I could even put them down here on the lower part of this rollover protection. Why couldn't we take these mounts and turn them around and mount them underneath the light?
Actually,
Yeah,
it's probably not gonna go anywhere, but I wouldn't like mob down the freeway with it.
well, it's a little slick, so I think it's worth cleaning up right where the magnets are. We'll take the rest of that ice off of there. Looking good.
That's pretty good there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Try that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's way better.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Well, put it on there right the first time, that's for sure. Oh wow. Oh.
It's time to test her out.
Yeah. Trying to get it straight. Straight matters as much as anything at that distance. You probably send signals to like airplanes with this one, but we probably ought to just aim it down for driving.
Only one's on. Only one side's coming up.
Oh. When you say one side, what does that mean?
Only the left. Your right 6 are coming on.
Really?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Do it again. Yep.
Huh. So that works,
Yep.
right? It's not nearly as exciting if there's no lights. It's a crappy mounting video if there's no lights at the end.
Right? Like, that's what they really want to see, let's be honest.
Well, we better give them some plowing footage to appease them, otherwise they might riot. Huh. There's nothing you can do about that either, that I know of. Unless, no, it doesn't make any sense. We're not going to deal with that right now. We need to do a little bit more research and maybe even try to contact Baja Designs. This video is not about the Baja light. It just sucks because we thought for $1,000 that thing would light up like a Christmas tree. But for now, I really just want to get some plowing done. So this is our S2 Pro floodlights that we have mounted on single magnets, and they really light up in front of the backhoe super good. And here's the light bar, that's going to instead give us more of a long-range light. Let's see if it needs to be adjusted at all. There we go. So that's our light bar we just mounted on top. There's our floodlights in the front, and here's the two of them combined. Holy mackerel, that's a lot of light. It's probably good courtesy to shut this big light off if there's cars going by.
Yeah, it's pretty bright.
The floods aren't too bad, but the big Mamma Jamma light's probably not too friendly. It feels really good to have mounting out of the way. When I first started researching LED lights, I was a little intimidated by mounting. I couldn't really find anything that took advantage of the factory mounting on the backhoe, and that made me realize maybe putting LEDs on the backhoe wasn't going to be so easy after all. And I was really excited to find a kind of non-permanent solution. I'm just not the kind of person who jumps straight to cutting and welding. I'd rather test it out a little bit and see if it's something that I like. So I figured doing a few videos on these might help some people out there who have a similar situation. Maybe they don't have a vehicle or an application where there's a factory or aftermarket mount for LED lights. Another thing that I didn't really realize when I started down the LED light path was how time consuming it would be. I originally thought we'd buy a few lights, install them, shoot a couple videos, and we'd be done with it. And I really wanted to put a lot of effort into these videos, not just the video quality, but the information. I really enjoy people who take the time to share some of the more intimate details or intricate details that help me to make a more informed buying decision. We did get the issue with the Baja Light resolved, and now we can move on to testing.